Hey everyone, it's Monday morning, January 20th, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella. Since it's Monday, that means it's time to dive into the big market movers for the week ahead. It's going to be a busy one, so let's get straight to it. Before we begin, a quick note. Today's episode is sponsored by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. For tailored investment solutions and top-quality mutual funds, visit amf-capital.de. First up, President-elect Donald Trump is officially back in the spotlight as he's set to be sworn in today as the 47th President of the United States. Now, Trump has already hinted at a flurry of executive orders on issues like taxes and tariffs. This could set the tone for his second term and definitely keep markets on edge. But since it's Martin Luther King Day and U.S. markets are closed, we probably won't see the full market reaction until tomorrow. Tariff-related moves are especially worth watching. There's been a lot of chatter, leaks, and even denials since the election, and they've already caused some turbulence. Bond yields have been creeping up as investors brace for the possibility that Trump's policies could reignite inflation. Now let's talk about earnings. We're getting into the thick of fourth quarter earnings season, and some big names are set to report this week. Companies like Netflix, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, and American Express will be in the spotlight. Earnings season actually kicked off last week, with major banks reporting higher profits thanks to a boom in deal-making and solid trading revenues. Analysts are expecting a 10.4% year-over-year increase in S&P 500 earnings for the quarter, which is pretty strong. Investors will be looking closely at these results to gauge whether corporate America can keep driving equity markets higher in 2025. Meanwhile, global attention is turning to Davos, Switzerland, where the World Economic Forum is kicking off today. Leaders from government and business will be gathering to discuss everything from economic risks to climate change. According to a survey released last week, the top risks for the global economy in 2025 include armed conflict and extreme weather. Trump is set to address the forum by video link on Wednesday, and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky will also speak today. Other notable attendees include European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, and China's Vice Premier. So, there's a lot of global context to keep in mind this week. Shifting gears to Japan, the Bank of Japan is holding its first policy meeting of the year on Thursday and Friday. Recently, Bank of Japan officials have been signaling that a rate hike might be on the table. Both Governor Kazuo Ueda and Deputy Governor Ryozo Himino have hinted that raising borrowing costs will be up for discussion. If the Bank of Japan does decide to hike, it could narrow the rate gap between Japan and the U.S., which might strengthen the yen. The yen has been hovering near 160 to the dollar, and the Bank of Japan has already had to intervene in currency markets to support it. So, their decision will definitely be one to watch. Lastly, let's talk about oil. Prices have been climbing, with Brent crude gaining 1.3% last week and West Texas Intermediate up 1.7%. Oil is now up 10% for the month, as traders worry about potential supply disruptions due to the latest U.S. sanctions targeting Russian energy. Trump's return to the White House is also adding to the uncertainty. His pick for Treasury Secretary has already hinted at tougher sanctions on Russian oil. And don't forget, there's been a blast of Arctic air sweeping across much of the U.S., which is driving up demand for heating oil. All of this has energy traders on high alert. So, that's your quick rundown for the week. From Trump's inauguration and earnings season to global events and oil prices, there's plenty to keep an eye on. Thanks for tuning in to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm Endrit Sella, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new episode. Have a great week, everyone. Cheerio!